Hello traders, Rich here and welcome to Kucoin S episode 36, and today we are going to go over KCS analysis. As usual, if you don't know about Kucoin, it's one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world with over 700 billion traded volume on the platform and 10 million registered users from more than 200 different countries. Kucoin has many features like margin trading, spot trading, mining pool, staking, lending, and many more with over 700 listed coins. If you don't have an account yet, I'll make sure to attach my referral link in the description below. And if you create an account through it, you'll benefit from 20% discounts on your trading fees. So let's get started. And as usual, cheers. As we clearly see, KCS has been trading inside this long-term wedge pattern. It's a big one, yes, from weekly time frame, and we have been bearish, right? So making big impulse movements, pushing price lower, a correction, impulse, and so on. And we can clearly see that the impulse movements are getting smaller and flat. That's why we have a wedge pattern, because if the impulse movements are still aggressive and steep like previously, we would have a channel which would be a parallel one to the previous or upper one. So this impulse should go all the way till here before the correction starts, right? So the wedge pattern is a stronger reversal pattern than a channel because the lower band of it, which is this lower trend line, is flat and not steep. Anyway, for this reversal, or in this case, bullish reversal pattern to get activated, we need a break above it and above the last major high, which would be around 11.2. So when we have this break, in this case, we'll have a shift in momentum from bearish to bullish, and we'll be expecting the bullish movement to start. Of course, like we need also Bitcoin to break above a major high and so on. So for the entire market or the bull run, the entire market to start. For now, we are bearish, and as we approach the support zone, we'll be looking for a correction bullish movement upward, just like previously. There are two areas where the bulls might take over to start a correction. The first one is around this area, as you can see, support 1 and support 2. The 5 to 6 is a demand previously turned into support, as we got many rejections from lately. And we've got this aggressive movement upward, which makes it a new fresh demand zone, which we can see better from daily and H4 time frame. For now, we're approaching this support zone. If we break it down, in this case, in this case, further bearish movement for this impulse would be expected till around this area, because we are trading inside this wedge pattern, right? And the impulse movements are getting smaller. And even if we have this big impulse, it would be smaller than the previous two. And hopefully it would be the last impulse movement downward for price to make a new high here around 5 to 6 and then break it upward for the bullish movement or bullish reversal to start. But for now, let's take it step by step as usual. As we approach this support, we'll be looking, of course, for extra confirmation for the bulls to take over, or let's see if we get this break. How do we know? We zoom into lower time frames. From daily, we have been bearish, especially after breaking below this small wedge pattern from H4. We broke below it due to FTX crash, and we traded lower. We are currently making lower highs and lower lows. Also, this bearish trend is getting weaker and weaker as price isn't pushing as strong as before. Instead, we are going flat, right? So again and again, this exact same logic. For the bulls to take over, we need to see a break above the last high. If we zoom into H4, we can see that we were trading inside this descending triangle. We broke above this, but we didn't break above this previous major high yet, which would be around 6.8. So for the bulls to take over from a medium-term perspective, I want to see a break above this. In this case, we'll be expecting a movement till this upper area, the upper bound of this wedge pattern from weekly time frame. Or if we break below it, we'll be expecting price to dive inside the support zone, where we'll be looking for buy setups. If we zoom even lower to H1 time frame, we are currently trading inside this big range, as you clearly see. So we have been trading this range upward and downward. So bulls took over, bears took over, and so on. Now for the boost to take over from a short-term perspective, as you can see from my alert here, I'm waiting for a break above it. In this case, we'll be expecting, just like previously, a movement to the upper band of this range, and then I'll be monitoring price action here. If the bears take over, we'll be dragging it back inside the range. If we break it upward, we'll be expecting further or an extended movement upward from a medium-term perspective. So that's basically for KCS. Hope you enjoyed it. Best of luck, and I'll see you on the next episode.